you're a couple planning your wedding, these are 5 key questions that you should ask your prospective wedding videographer. My name is Scott and I'm a wedding videographer in the UK. I've been filming weddings for the past getting on 6 years now. So these are some of my frequently asked questions, and I think it feel like they are important things that you should know as a couple before you commit to booking someone. Number 1, always ask your prospective wedding videographer if you can watch a full highlights film. So this is particularly true if on their website or on their social media they only post snippets or trailers. You want to make sure that you're booking someone whose work is consistently good, has a consistent level of quality throughout a whole highlights film. So it's very easy to put 1 to 2 minutes of the best bits of a day, put that together and showcase it, and it look amazing. But you want to make sure you find someone who can tell the story of your day in a longer form. It's really important that, you know, that quality is going to be consistent. Also, and this is probably harder to spot, make sure you watch at least 1 or 2 highlights films. The reason being, many videographers that I see posting their long form highlights films on Instagram have a template. It's as simple as that. I see it. It's like drone shot, opener, cuts to another drone shot, couple's name fades in, John plus Kim, whatever. It's always the plus in the middle, nice delicate little font like a Times New Roman sort of equivalent sort of thing. Not Times New Roman, but something that looks quite like it. Then it will cut to them holding hands, like a close-up of holding hands through the long grass. Go to the next film. Same thing, different person, rinse and repeat. Now, if that works for them and people like it, that's great. But I'm all about making every single film unique to each couple. So if you can, and you know you feel like that's not what you want, make sure you watch a couple of their highlights films. If you feel like they're basically doing a cookie cutter approach and that's not for you, move on to the next person. Number 2, how would you describe your style? So when having a chat with your videographer, make sure you ask them this question so that you know that their approach and the kind of film that they're going to make is going to match you as a couple on the day that you curate. There'd be nothing worse than having like a really fun, outrageous wedding day and booking somebody who does kind of like slow motion, Vogue-esque type posing, and it just doesn't match what you're about as a couple. And I have seen this happen before. I've had that kind of wedding where they're very fun, upbeat, lively, but they've booked like a Vogue photographer and they want to do like couple shots that don't match like what's actually happening. So make sure the style aligns with who you are as a couple. Always ask your videographer how they capture audio. So that's things like vows, the ring exchange, and your speeches. There's nothing worse than having a film that looks great but sounds terrible. It's going to be a really hard watch. If the vows and the speeches aren't professionally recorded using things such as these little mics, it's going to be bad. So you want to make sure that they're recording all of the audio with professional audio equipment and also have backup plans in place. So a couple of different sources for the audio. And speaking of backup plans, you should ask them what their backup plan is, specifically with how they record and store your footage. So what I mean by this is, on my cameras, like this one I'm recording on at the moment, for example, I'm recording onto dual SD cards. So it's, as I'm recording, it's going onto one SD card and then it's being duplicated onto another SD card. So should one fail, it's on the other one. When I get home from a wedding, I then take one of those cards and all of my audio devices, I back them up onto 3 hard drives. And 2 of those hard drives are syncing up to the cloud consistently. So they are stored locally on 3 different places and in the cloud twice. It's just peace of mind. Like if something was to go wrong with a hard drive and the footage be lost, I know that it is in the cloud, it's safe, I can download it. So make sure they have a backup plan, make sure they keep all of your files safe. Finally, my 5th most important question, and it's kind of boring and it's kind of obvious, is to ask your wedding videographer if they have public liability insurance. You want to make sure that they have a limit which matches what your venue requires, whether that be 1 million, 5 million. I've done some venues where they require a 10 million limit of public liability insurance. So make sure that's all covered. Things can go wrong, heaven forbid, like touch wood, it doesn't happen for you, but things can go wrong. So you want to have your professionals be insured. If they're flying a drone, check that they have a drone pilot's license, a flyer ID, and that their insurance covers all of that as well. So that's my top 5. There are many more questions out there that you could be asking wedding videographers. So I may well do a follow-up. But if you have questions for me that you'd like covered, feel free to reach out on email or via my Instagram, which is HC Visuals Wedding Films. If you're interested in having a chat about your wedding, feel free to get in touch and we can talk about how we can make your vision come to life. But otherwise, until the next time.